The Frida Kahlo Story. Mexican painter Frida Kahlo was both a talented artist and a woman of great courage. Her paintings tell an amazing story of tragedy and hope. At the age of 6, Kahlo developed polio and she spent 9 months in bed. The illness damaged her right leg forever. Most girls didn't used to play sports back then, but Kahlo played soccer and took up boxing. Exercising helped Kahlo get stronger. Kahlo even dreamed of becoming a doctor one day. At 18, Kahlo was in a terrible bus crash and her destiny changed. She wore a full body cast for months because her injuries were so bad. But again, Kahlo refused to give up. She entertained herself by painting self-portraits. She said, "I paint myself because I'm often alone and because I am the subject I know best." Kahlo suffered from very bad health the rest of her life, but she continued to paint. Other artists began to recognize her talent, an unusual achievement for a woman at the time. In 1929, she married famous Mexican painter Diego Rivera, but their marriage was troubled. Kahlo once said, "There have been 2 great accidents in my life. Diego was by far the worst." Kahlo became pregnant 3 times. Unfortunately, because of her injuries from the bus accident and her generally poor health, none of her babies survived childbirth. This sadness almost destroyed Kahlo. Her paintings often show a broken woman, both in heart and body. When she traveled, Kahlo always attracted attention. She dressed in long traditional Mexican skirts, wore her hair in long braids, and let her thick eyebrows grow naturally. She chose to look different, and people noticed her beauty everywhere she went. Kahlo died at the age of 47 in the house where she was born. Her life was short, but extraordinary. Her paintings still amaze people with their honesty and originality. The World's Happiest Cities. When author Dan Buettner went looking for the world's happiest people on 4 different continents, he found some really great places to live. Singapore. With a population of 5.1 million, Singapore is really crowded, and people work very long hours. Yet, 95% of Singapore residents say they are happy. Subway trains almost always arrive on time. The police are good at their jobs and always ready to help. People in Singapore love that their city is so clean and safe. Aarhus, Denmark. Although people pay an incredible 68% of their salaries in taxes here, they get lots of services for free. Healthcare, education, and daycare for young children. The city has lots of entertainment options too, like museums, shopping, and nightlife. For those who love nature, it's only a 15-minute bike ride to incredible beaches and forests. San Luis Obispo, California, USA. People here smile and feel happy more than in any other American city. Most people travel less than 10 minutes to work, and there are lots of bike lanes, so commuting is easy. Residents share their joy with others too. Almost 25% of people in San Luis Obispo volunteer to help people in their free time. Monterrey, Mexico. Although many of us people don't earn high salaries, they still feel rich. People in Monterrey have strong family relationships and very busy social lives. They also have a positive attitude about life. They laugh and stay strong even in times of trouble. The man with no money. Can you imagine your life without any money, not even a cent, a real, or a peso? One man decided to try it out. Mark Boyle was a successful manager of an organic food company in Ireland. He had a good life, but he worried about the damage humans were doing to the environment. He also believed people bought more things than they needed. Boyle wished we grew our own food and made our own furniture so we wouldn't waste as much as we do today. So one day, he left his job and started an experiment. Could he live for a year without buying anything? He sold his houseboat and moved into an old mobile home. He got it for free from a website where people give away things they don't want. It wasn't as comfortable as his old place at first, but he soon made it feel like home. He parked it on a farm near Bristol, England. Instead of paying rent, he worked on the farm. He burned wood from the forest to heat his home so he didn't pay electricity or gas bills. Boyle didn't go shopping either. He grew his own fruit and vegetables. He also looked for food in the trash cans of supermarkets and cooked it on a wood stove. He made his own toothpaste from fish bones and seeds. To wash his clothes, he used a special type of nut to make soap. Boyle even built his own toilet and used old newspapers from the farm for toilet paper. He began using money again after 18 months. He says his life change made him feel healthier, happier, and closer to nature. He wrote 2 books about his experience and used the money to start the Free House, a farm in Ireland where people can live without money. Pizza, the world's favorite food? Food and the way we eat it is always changing. As society develops, we learn new ways of growing, processing, and cooking food. Also, when people travel to live in other countries, they take their knowledge of cooking with them. And food must fit modern lifestyles and local tastes too. One food that has done this successfully is the pizza. The pizza we recognize today first appeared in Italy in 1889. A famous baker from Naples made a special pizza for the Italian royal family. Queen Margherita loved the dish so much the baker named it after her. Since then, this simple meal of bread, cheese, and tomato has traveled the world and it has adapted to local cultures. Pizza began its journey in the 1890s when many Italians moved to New York in search of a better life. There, they continued to make pizzas, and the first pizzeria opened in 1905. At first, it was only popular with Italians, but by the late 1940s, Americans discovered a taste for it. Today, they spend an incredible $37 billion a year on pizzas. Pizza continued its travels around the world, adapting all the time. In Sweden, for example, it is not unusual to have peanuts and bananas on your pizza. Japan is a nation of seafood lovers, so not surprisingly, they love octopus and squid, as well as roasted seaweed toppings. Australians sometimes choose kangaroo or crocodile, and in the Philippines, they like mango on their pizza. The popularity of the pizza is also related to our changing lifestyles. In today's super-fast society, people often don't have the time or energy to cook. So they order takeout, and very often it's a pizza. If you don't even have time to sit down, buy a single slice and eat it standing up. The pizza has come a long way. From its beginnings in an Italian city, it has grown to become one of the world's favorite foods. Adventure vacations. A good vacation for many people means comfortable accommodations, a great atmosphere, and tasty food. It's a pleasant, relaxing experience. But for some, this type of vacation just isn't enough. In today's world, many of us have safe, sometimes boring lives. We work, sleep, eat, and watch TV. So more and more people are looking for adventure. They want excitement and danger. They might even want to feel a little afraid. How about staying on a desert island in the middle of the Indian Ocean? If you want, you can spend your whole vacation completely alone. You'll sleep in a tent and go fishing for your food. Your only company will be the monkeys and lizards. But don't worry, if you get bored, just call the travel company and they'll send a boat to pick you up. Or how about spending a week in the sub-zero temperatures of the north? You'll fly to the Arctic and the local Sami people will teach you to survive in this very difficult environment. You learn how to keep yourself warm and make special snowshoes. You can also go ice fishing and look after reindeer. You'll even learn how to tell when it's going to snow. But if the Arctic's too cold, you could try the heat of the jungle instead. Deep in the Amazon rainforest, you'll sleep in the open air. At first, you'll spend a week with local guides. They'll train you to do many things, like find food and water or light fires with stones. They'll even teach you to pick the tastiest insects for dinner. Then you'll spend a week by yourself with no tent, no extra clothes, and no cell phone. You'll be completely alone, except for the crocodiles and snakes, of course. Hotel madness. The crazy things people say. There are about 500,000 hotels around the world. Every day, receptionists, servers, chefs, and managers work in these hotels looking after their guests. Guests often make special requests for things like an extra large bed or a room with a view of the water. And sometimes people complain when something is not satisfactory. In the US, around 2/3 of these complaints are about the noise that other guests are making. Sometimes guest requests and complaints can make a hotel worker's job almost impossible. Here are some very weird requests that hotel workers have actually heard. Would you mind lending me your suit tomorrow? I have a job interview to go to. Could one of the staff give my daughter a hand with her homework? Can you please fill my bath with chocolate milk? I like chicken for dinner, please, but only the right leg. Can you make sure all the strawberries in my cereal are the same size? Some hotel guests are also very good at finding or imagining problems. These are some of their crazy complaints. At a London hotel 40 miles from the coast, I can't see the ocean from my room. At a Portuguese hotel, my bed is way too comfortable. I keep oversleeping and missing the best part of the day. At a hotel in Spain, there are too many tasty dishes on the restaurant buffet. I've gained more than 5 pounds. To a receptionist in the middle of the night, I haven't been able to sleep at all. My wife won't stop snoring. After coming back from a day trip to a water park, nobody told us to bring our swimsuits and towels. So the next time you're at a hotel and the staff look tired, be patient. Maybe they've had a stressful day. The sharing economy, good for everybody? Modern technology has made it easier for ordinary people to rent things or services to others. With the click of an app, we can find almost anything. It could be a new dress to wear on the weekend or someone to clean your house. This is the sharing economy, and it is now profitable $20 billion a year new business. But some people are now asking, just how good is it for society in general? Not long ago, when people went on vacation, they usually stayed in a hotel. Today, they have the choice of staying in someone's private house. They pay less, but what effect does this have on the hotel industry and the wider economy? Hotels receive fewer guests, but they still have to pay salaries to their employees and taxes to the government. Many people who rent out rooms do not. So the government gets less money, and some hotels might even close down. Then there are car sharing sites. Instead of using your own car for a long trip, you can get a ride with someone for a small fee. Some people argue this is better for the environment, since fewer cars on the road means less pollution. But how many people choose to use these sites rather than taking the bus or the train? Public transportation is, after all, much kinder to the environment than cars. Many sites offer cooking services. Instead of going to a restaurant, you can use an app to order dishes from people in your neighborhood. There is even a site where you can buy leftover food that people haven't eaten. This is sure to save your time and money. But is it risky? Can you trust the people cooking your food? Restaurants have to follow strict regulations to make sure their food is safe to eat. There is no doubt that the sharing economy is growing. Some economists think it'll be worth $335 billion by 2025. As new technology makes sharing food, accommodation, and transportation easier all the time, the question of is it fair will remain. Out with the old, in with the new. It's midnight on New Year's Eve. Clocks are striking 12 as people welcome in the coming year and say goodbye to the old. It's a time when people wish for good luck in the future and forget bad things in the past. Around the world, people do different things to help their wishes come true. Some of them might surprise you. Food is often central to New Year's customs. In Ireland, they hit the walls and doors of their houses with loaves of bread. They hope this will make good luck enter their house and bad luck leave it. The Spanish and Mexicans eat 12 grapes in 12 seconds, one for luck in each of the coming months. Eating grapes so fast isn't easy, but it's fun and often messy. Colors are important too. Brazilians, for example, choose their clothes very carefully. For peace, they wear white. Yellow might bring success, and red means love is in the air. The Chinese believe red brings good luck, so they like to dress in this color too. They also give family members and friends red envelopes containing money. Some people destroy things on New Year's Eve because they want to forget the past. In Ecuador and Colombia, people make a dummy and fill it with sawdust, newspaper, or old clothes. They dress it, put a mask on it, and name it after someone famous or a friend or family member. Then they burn it. And some customs have no reason at all. They just develop over time. On New Year's Eve in Germany, several TV stations show a short black and white movie called Dinner for One. It's a comedy in English, starring English actors. Nobody knows why they do this, not even the Germans.